Earlier on, you mentioned we having the numbers, talking about our population, and 7% of that number are made up of youth. Now, when you look at the creative...
70.
About 70%?
Yeah, 70. Yeah.
So are we looking at how to improve this sector such that it can become a career path for a lot of young persons who are still looking for employment, looking for one thing or the other? Yes, we know a handful of them are in that industry already, but much more can be done.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the mission. That's the vision of Mr. President. You know, he created this ministry specifically for the young demographic. And like I said, almost everything that we do is to really add growth, bring cultural expansion, bring economic expansion, job creation. One of the main thrusts of our ministry is actually job creation. And we have committed and are working actively with Big Win, who have put up a strategy again, whereby we're going to get at least 2 million jobs. And it's generally for the younger demographic. Everything we do is about putting up a structure, putting up a future for Nigeria. And it's really, the future of Nigeria is with the young people. The interest is with the creative industry. And let me tell you why this is I think, is the most important ministry, and I'm not being partial when I say that, is because this is a ministry that has the ability to reach the most amount of people. Many Nigerians don't have access to our oil wealth or may not have access to an Ivy League, you know? But every Nigerian has the ability to create content on their phone, to become an influencer. So what we are trying to do is to give them that, again, enabling environment, to ensure that they are able to do that. We have come up with another initiative, CLAP, Creative Leap Acceleration Program, that will give them, it's a database, another one-stop shop for creatives, whereby they can get the network, they can also be taken to where they can get the funding, they can get the access, they can get the capacity building. There's a lot of raw talent, but we just need to sort of polish them up a little bit more, some of them. Some are just really talented. So this is what we plan to do with this ministry. With the funding, with the platform, with the infrastructure projects, with the creative city, whereby you can go and get access to your funding, to your training, to just general access, because that will be a convergence point for everything creative and international. We can have shows there international, and even in the Wole Soyinka Center. Absolutely. So that is the goal. And Mr. President has told me we have to do that.
Very quickly, before we go to our colleagues in Abuja, I just want to quickly bring this in. Back in the day, or let's say, back in the day, we have our forefathers who are very creative, but then we saw the colonialists came to take most of our artifacts and all of that, and all of these are coming back to the country very soon. What are you looking to doing with these artifacts that are coming back to the country? How are we looking to make them beneficial rather to the entire nation?
So one of the things, again, earlier on in my 8-point agenda that I said was we need to get our artifacts back, the repatriation. So we have been very dogged and very gung-ho in ensuring that we have these discussions and ensure that we bring these artifacts back. Just recently, we signed an agreement, an MOU with the Netherlands. The DG NCMM was in Netherlands to sign that MOU on our behalf, on the President and the country's behalf. And I think in April, we'll be receiving at least 100 artifacts from the Netherlands. We're having active conversations and are about to conclude with Germany, Sweden, Australia. And we're continuing that conversation. Mr. President wants these artifacts back. We have signed an agreement with the Oba of Benin to ensure that, everybody's interest is carried along. But for me, what is, again, most important is what is in the best interest of those artifacts. It's not good enough to bring artifacts if we don't have the storage space, right? So we're working, again, to ensure that we create the storage space whereby we can house these artifacts. And one of the things we're trying to do is to upgrade a museum here. Some definitely have a museum in Abuja. You can't have the giant of Africa without a museum in the capital city. So we're working on creating a museum that will be, that will have the storage facility to house these artifacts.
Documenting our history, so to speak.